Hi guys, knivesfishwild here, and I'm going to sharpen my Usuba today. This is the Japanese Usuba, Japanese vegetable knife that I've been using in my kitchen, and it's been serving me well. But even though it has a very thin blade and very thin edge, it is not as sharp as before. So let's just try the pre-sharpening performance on paper. As you can see, it still can cut pretty well, but hear the sound. Obviously doesn't cut the cardboard very well. Let's try one more time on paper. Still can cut paper. Okay, but let's just touch up the edge. So this is my sharpening system. It's just being creative with what you have. Acrylic, acrylic block here. A door stopper with some rubber, pimpled rubber that came with it on the part where it sticks to the floor. So I just leave my stone, this Fallkniven DC4 whetstone. Although it's the quality control isn't that good, but it works. So here's a knife. Here's my mishmash sharpening system, but it works. Okay, so let's see how long does it take to do some slight restoration and sharpening to this Usuba. Okay, what I would suggest to people sharpening would be to always start lightly. Okay, sharpening, don't start with a lot of might. Just do light passes. Okay, do light passes like this, in a measured, do measured speed, light passes, so you can control the angle well. Learn to have control. Okay, adjust and shift your equipment whenever you can. Okay, I will end off with ceramic or stropping. Why do I reverse my direction? Is because so that I can sharpen the back end well. Okay, because this is a thin blade and a thin edge. Okay, just light to medium passes we generally do. Mostly just light passes, using the weight, the natural weight of the knife to sharpen the edge. Okay, feel the sharpness? It's there. Take a tissue, to clean up the fine metal particles. Okay, Let's test on paper now. You see? Cut slightly better. Feel the edge. You know. Some light passes somehow. Just to clean up the edge. Alright, much sharper now. Okay, here's a tip. Okay, when you know, most people sharpen this way. They push this. Yes, it's good. Okay, but once you're done with this, okay, you can always do, you know, this kind of angular, you know, a very, some sort of like a 120 degrees angle over here to the stone. Okay, well, this will, you know, clean off the edge and make it really razor sharp. Okay, oops, accidentally cut myself. That's how sharp the knife is. Okay, so be careful when sharpening. Graze my skin, hopefully no bleeding. Oops, no bleeding so far. It's good. Have to pay attention while, you know, sharpening and making videos sometimes. Okay, so when you do this, the knife's going to be really sharp. Okay, feel it? Definitely very sharp. Oops. Starting to feel the cut. No blood yet, but the skin has been definitely ripped. Anyway, you gotta be careful. Okay, so let's try it on paper. As you can see, you know, just some light touches slowly has already made the knife much sharper, right? Even before stropping. So now let's just say flip it over. Use the ceramic side to clean up the edge a little. So obviously it is finer grit, okay, but it will you know, make the edge less toothy, a cleaner edge, so to speak, when you finish off with the ceramic. Notice I'm just drawing it across very lightly as usual. If you use your cooking knife correctly, your edge shouldn't be really damaged. Let's feel the sharpness. Wow, you know, I can really feel a significant difference. Now it is definitely shaving sharp. You know, let's hear what the knife has to say on the paper. Right? So this is another practical sharpening done slowly. As you can see, right? Now let's put it under the strop. Black compound first. You know, there's 3 on each side. 3 strokes on each side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can do it however you like it. Okay. I can feel a difference after the stropping. there's one tiny chip somewhere along the blade. That's why it gets caught on the paper. But those parts that have no chips, they basically, are very good. But in terms of actual performance, okay, these areas don't really affect anything. Okay, this part here, I might have smacked it against, maybe the stone or something just now, accidentally. But anyway, in actual performance, okay, minor nicks will not affect your cutting performance in actual. So, as you can see, look at the knife, so much sharper than when we first started. Now let's try the green compound to see whether it does help. Alright. After the green compound, let's do some cutting. Ooh, you can see here. So green compound, the conclusion is that green compound actually does make your knife sharper. Despite what some people say about green compound. From the way I see it, green compound does have its uses. Makes the edge, definitely makes the edge cleaner. I don't have white compound, I can't test it yet. Okay, but from what I know, green compound does increase its performance, at least on paper. Pardon the pun. So this is my sharpened Usuba. I'm sure it will do well with the vegetables. Let's see if it's shaving sharp. Not much hair, Asian. Does shave. I know you can't see it because my hairs are too fine. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is just practical sharpening. All these can be done in just maybe 2 to 4 minutes. From start to finish, from stone to strop. It's good enough. Or maybe even in 1 minute. So, but because of all the dialogue and video making, it's longer. But just want to introduce practical sharpening to YouTube, along with a few other guys. Check out Kylie's videos. And one last thing, guys, just a discussion. There is one noticeable chip at this point where my fingernail is. Okay, so this discussion is about whether should we or should I remove this small chip over here. It is a very tiny chip, and the paper would get hitched on this when lightly when doing light slicing across the paper, like so. See, but sometimes even light, with the angle of the knife, it just glides through. But there is a hitch, you see, especially when you're doing more of a push cut. But even then, because the chip is so small, it doesn't hitch all the time on the paper. Okay, so should I or should I not remove this chip? If you want to go for perfection, of course you can. But for me, on the subject of practical sharpening, I wouldn't bother with such a small chip. Because what? Practical sharpening is all about, it's like value for money. It's like, getting the most change in performance, okay, for the better, of course, with the least effort, because it's for everyday use. And if this small little chip doesn't affect, practical performance in any noticeable way, then I should just leave that chip there. That is my opinion. Why? Because if I want to remove this chip, I'm going to have to remove a lot of metal along this edge. And what for? It will only shorten the lifespan of my knife, make me do a lot more work, having to dull the blade and to resharpen it, all that just to remove one small little nick over here. Not worth my time, not worth the effort, I would say. So this is my opinion, okay? But you can leave your comments. But when we talk about sensible sharpening and practical use, just leave the chip there. Anyway, when you do more practical sharpening one day, the metal will be ground down and that chip will be gone. So why bother? Most importantly, it doesn't affect it doesn't affect the everyday practical use of it. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys.